Alright, so we made some pretty significant changes to spells and abilities, so I wanted to make a video showing these off. I started a full new team here. This is a fresh new account. We made new characters start with 250,000 class points just for testing. I already purchased the first ability on each class. So the warrior's first two abilities are Charge and Bash. Every class has their own unique abilities. The southern tree again is the same for everyone, but the west and east tree are unique for each class. And the tier 1 abilities will be the first ones that you can attain. So when we say tier 1, Charge and Bash will be tier 1. Tier 2 will be Heavy Swing, Throw, Stone, Knockback, Taunt, Shield Ally, Intimidating Roar. Tier 3 would be Offensive Stance, Critical Strike, Tank Stance, Block, and Tier 4 is Riposte and Double Strike. And for beta launch, we wanted to have at least the Tier 1 abilities created for every single character. And we now have that, minus just one ability isn't finished. But we're going to get that finished pretty soon, and then we'll have all of these done and be able to move on to the next phase. We're getting quite close to beta. So in Dragonkill, there are two main ways of increasing your party strength. One is through items that you equip to your character, and the other half is character progression, which character progression is going to play a very large role in your overall power of your team. Possibly a little bit more than most MMOs. And these abilities, as you can see, they all have a 0 next to them. That's because they're rank 0 right now. We currently have it set so that all abilities can get to a maximum of rank 10. And it's not easy to just get one to rank 10. We're designing it in a sense that we want players to specialize in different abilities, even if it's on the same class, because we want players to have unique characters. So just because two people have a fighter doesn't mean that they're both exactly the same. They could have progressed differently down their tree paths here. Now, ultimately, you can max everything out. There's nothing stopping you other than time. Getting past rank 5 in one ability or spell is going to be incredibly difficult. So most players will probably get every single skill rank 1 before they start specializing into a specific skill or spell. And we will start out with Charge here. So the rank 1 version of every spell and ability it's quite weak. There's a lot of cons when they're at the lowest rank. The cooldown is at its longest. It has a shorter range. It has a much longer cast time. Charge in particular is instant cast. So this one is going to get different bonuses as it ranks up. But most spells and abilities will have a cast time, and that cast time will be reduced with every single rank. So there's quite a significant difference between using rank 1, rank 5, and rank 10 of any ability. So somebody that specializes in any specific one of these is going to be significantly better than somebody else that just has a smaller rank in that spell or ability. So again, going back to Charge, we'll go ahead and get this rank 1 here. We currently have it nothing, and it will become rank 1. So if we were to look at this again, you could see the cooldown goes from 1 minute to 55 seconds on rank 2. The stamina cost goes from 50 to 45. The damage bonus goes from 0 to 1. And nothing else changes. Every rank, these are going to get significantly better. We'll look at that better, or we'll look at this more after the first battle I do. We're just going to get all of these rank 1 for now. Bash is a normal attack plus a spell interrupt, where Charge allows you to run quickly to your opponent, give you an armor boost as well, and a little bit of damage bonus. The archer starts with aimed shot and bandage wound. So aimed shot is quite a good ability here. It just gets significantly better at a higher rank. The low rank here, ooh, there's a little issue here. Oh no, no, that's correct. That's correct. I forgot I changed it. So the cast time is 8 seconds. Once you get this a few ranks up, it starts getting a quicker cast time. By rank 10, I believe it's around 1 or 1.5 second cast time, or possibly even instant. I'd have to look at my spreadsheet to know for sure. I designed a lot of different spells and abilities, so it's hard to remember every rank of every single one. But the aim shot is quite slow at first, but as you get at higher ranks, it gets significantly better, which we'll be seeing later in this video. So we'll keep everything rank 1 for now. Bandage wound is just a heal. It's a small heal that requires a component that has a very long cooldown. As you can see, it starts out... Did I accidentally buy this rank 2? Didn't mean to do that. So it starts out 15-minute cooldown, and every rank gives it 1 minute less of a cooldown, which is significantly different between the starting and ending point, because healing yourself in Dragonkill is going to be quite difficult. It's going to be something that you're really going to have to keep a close eye on, as there aren't very many ways to heal your character's HP and MP. The ninja's shuriken is more of a PvP ability than it is PvE, but we wanted to give the rogue some kind of ranged attack, and it also interrupts spellcasting, so it does have use in PvE. The damage is quite low, but getting to rank 10 gives it a bonus 10 to the medium, to the low and the high, making it okay damage, but it's not so much for that. It's more for the option of a ranged attack with the ability to interrupt spellcasting, which is great for PvP and PvE. We'll go ahead and get that rank 1. The hide ability is the one ability that we don't have properly coded yet, so I won't be able to show this one, but hide is going to have a long cooldown, and this cooldown drastically gets reduced as you rank this up. But there's two main reasons for the hide ability. It allows you to come out of the shadows and deal double damage for your first hit. Later on, you'll get the sneak ability where you'll be able to combine hide and sneak together, and you'll actually be able to move around while you're hidden at a significantly reduced rate, but you will be able to move around and break your stealth, dealing double damage for that one hit. It does have quite a long cooldown, because this would be a little bit too powerful were you to be able to just constantly use this, especially in PvP. So we will get this rank 1, even though we can't use it, might as well. The Enchanter's Mesmerize, very important crowd control spell. Haste, giving you bonus agility, and when your agility is over 100, it gives your character stamina regenerative haste. It regens faster when you have agility over 100, so this significantly will put just about any character over the 100 bar, giving them haste. Get that rank 1. Priest Heal, self-explanatory. Holy Bolt is a damage to undead only. Now, the wizard starts with fire and ice. The fire tree is more raw damage, where the ice tree is less damage with more utility. A lot of these ice spells will reduce agility, which makes it so enemies will move slower for a specific period of time based on the spell and ability you use. So you can see the fire starts out 20 to 35 damage with +2 damage per character level. And the ice is only 10 to 20 with only +1 damage per character level, but it reduces the enemy's agility by 25 for 15 seconds. So a lot of different classes, well, every single class gets different types of utility, and a lot of the classes have agility reducing utility. So these different reductions to agility are going to stack with each other. So say the rogue, the wizard, and the enchanter, all three use their ability to reduce the enemy's agility. They could technically reduce the enemy's agility up to 70 or 80 points, which is quite drastic and could make the enemy move up to 40 or 50% slower for a short period of time. For a much more difficult fight, a much more difficult enemy, maybe a boss that you're fighting, would be a great reason you would want to do something like that. Go ahead and get this rank 1. All right, so now that we have them all rank 1, we already have our team fully equipped. The warrior with plate and the sword of fire NFT, the archer with the bow of power NFT and a full suit of leather, the rogue with a vampiric dagger NFT and a full suit of leather, the enchanter with the staff of protection, full suit of cloth, priest, full suit of cloth and the mace of healing NFT, full suit of cloth on the wizard, and the basic staff. So these NFT weapons, they don't really break the game early on. One of the biggest uses of these weapons is the +1 elemental damage per character level. Starting out at level 1, it's only a bonus 1 damage, so it's not that significant early on, but as you progress throughout the game, it scales with your character. So if you're not finding equipment better for your fighter or whatever NFT you're using, it's quite useful since it scales with your character, and you also can't lose the NFT. So if you die, you keep it. Has a lot of utility. Every single NFT has utility with the bonus elemental damage as well. And let's go get this fight started. So we'll go out to the same node that we have designed at the moment. We have a lot of other nodes designed, just not ready for testing. 50 energy to do a solo match here. Oh, I forgot to equip my spells and abilities. Let's just leave real quick. Okay. So we are going to equip our spells and abilities now. We have charge and bash on the warrior. Aimed shot. Accidentally got bandage wound level 2. That's okay. Just wanted to show these different spells in their first form first, so people can get a good idea of what it's going to be like in the beginning. All right. Now they're equipped. We will go to a battle. All right. We know the enemies will be to the west. We have mostly weak enemies here. Won't be too hard. We'll send the fighter in first. Just going to work down a few of these enemies so that we can show some of these abilities without taking too much damage. So the bash skill, we don't have tooltips in yet. We'll have tooltips here that you can see. It just says new text. It will explain the ability, what it can do, and all the information you'll need to know about it. That's coming soon. Also, we're going to extend the party window here. That's going to show the little symbol. So this would be the haste spell here symbol. So if I were to cast haste on one of my players, you won't know that they have it right now, but we're going to extend this party window to show your buffs and debuffs, and you'll have a little tooltip to see the timer. So we're going to go ahead and cast haste here on the fighter. So he got plus 40 agility. So now he regenerates stamina a little bit faster. He has a little bit higher of a dodge chance. You can't see the buff is on him. It is on him, and it lasts for 2 minutes. But again, with one of the new updates coming soon after this, we will have the tooltips showing the timer, the duration, what's left on it. So Mesmerize. If you look at the enemy's stamina region here, you'll notice when I mesmerize it, he'll stop regenerating. So the enchanter is going to get a mesmerize spell, and based on the rank of your spell, it will become more powerful, it'll last longer, your cooldown will be faster, you'll be able to mes more enemies more frequently. And now you can see it faded, so his energy bar or his stamina bar started to regenerate again. So those are the two starter enchanter spells. They get Mesmerize and Haste. You can buff your teammates, make them move a little bit faster, and stop enemies from moving or taking any action for, it starts out 20 seconds. The Archer's aimed shot, we've fixed this. It was completely bugged on the last video, but now it's working properly. So the Archer, the aimed shot is a shot that cannot miss, and it does a bonus 10 damage, which is significant more bonus damage than any other melee ability you'll see. The bow shot it's actually significantly weaker than every other weapon in the game, so I wanted to give their first ability a nice bonus damage, so it gets plus 10, but again, the bow itself already isn't that strong, so it just kind of makes it okay. So we'll go ahead and do an aimed shot. You can see the cast time is really long. Again, when we see a higher rank, it'll be much faster. It only hit for 12, but again, it can't miss. And he must have gotten a low roll, because it can hit for up to about 30 or 40 on these enemies. And then Bandage Wound, which is a heal, so he'll heal himself. And it's a heal over time. He can use it on himself or anyone else. And as you can see, it has a very long cooldown. It starts out at rank 1, it's a 15-minute cooldown. So this isn't something that you can just continuously do and keep your characters alive. It's more of an emergency situation, and to give the Archer a little bit more utility. We have already showed the priest abilities. The ninja, or sorry, the rogue here has the shuriken ability now. Again, which I stated before, it's mostly to give the rogue a ranged attack and some sort of utility, which in this case is to interrupt spell casting. These don't cast spells, so you won't be able to see that, but we'll throw the shuriken here. You can see it did a little bit of damage, but if he were to be casting a spell, it would have interrupted it. And the hide is broken right now, so I can't show you that one. The wizard spells. So something unique about the wizard spells that people need to keep in mind is that enemies in Dragonkill, they have a significant amount of armor, which armor reduces your ability, the amount of physical damage that you take. Most of the enemies in Dragonkill don't have very high magic resistance. So these rats aren't the best example to show these abilities on, so I'll show it again later when we find something a little bit more difficult. But these rats, they're a very low level enemy, so spells wouldn't be a wizard spell wouldn't be very useful on one of these because your MP doesn't replenish without resting in town. So using, say, your fighter or your rogue or archer to kill off these lower enemies would make more sense, because they have low armor, so they would just, you know, melt right through them. Where fighting a much more difficult enemy, a very high level enemy, is going to have very high armor, so these spells will do full damage on those enemies with high armor, where these rats have low armor. So using these spells on these is not very useful. It's not very efficient of my MP, but just to show them, we'll show them here. The fire spell, which does a bit more damage. And then the ice spell, which is more utility. It lowers the enemy's agility, which makes their stamina regen slow down. He pulled aggro there. So we'll show the warrior's charge here. So the warrior's charge, it gives him bonus armor for a short period of time after the charge, and it gives bonus damage as well. That was more of an easier pack. Let's see if we can find some harder enemies up here. Looks like our enchanter took a little bit of damage, as well as our wizard. Heal these guys up real quick. Looks like we just have a single rat in here. So the warrior's bash ability is a regular attack plus bonus damage plus spell interrupt. So again, it's not casting a spell, but this will also do a spell interrupt. It's a normal hit plus a little bit of bonus damage. Oh, sorry, it's on cooldown, so I can't use it again. But that was every single character's ability here. That showed the basics of what you'll be able to do with your tier 1 abilities. So when you start a new character in Dragonkill, you will not have any class points and you will have no spells, no abilities. You won't have any of these when you first start the game from a brand new, fresh account. It won't take long before you'll be able to afford these. So maybe 1 or 2 level 1 maps like this and you'll have your character's level rank 1, tier 1 abilities learned by that point. See if we can find a little bit harder of an enemy to show my example of these spells. Here we go, Cyclops. This Cyclops is a very difficult enemy, so this will be a great example. The snakes, the lizard childs, and the rats, these are all quite weaker, but the Cyclops is an incredibly difficult enemy. So none of my characters can actually die right now. We have it set still so that if any of my characters die, they'll just go back to full health. Mostly still for testing purposes. So we'll go ahead and initiate this fight up here. We'll knock out these lower enemies first. Let's see, we'll mesmerize the Cyclops because he's very difficult for now. Alright. We've gotten rid of all the weak enemies and we have just the Cyclops. See, he hits quite hard there. So the Cyclops is a very high level enemy that has very high armor. So we'll go back to what I was saying before about the wizard spells being very powerful against high level enemies. So you'll notice when I try to hit this enemy with melee attacks, I'm barely going to do any damage. 2, absorbed, 18, absorbed. That's because the Cyclops has very high armor. So melee attacks are not too strong against him, but the wizard spells do full damage because they're not affected by armor. So you'll see the wizard will hit kind of hard here, 23 damage, which is significantly more than these other people hitting for 0 or 5. Again, the Cyclops is a very difficult enemy that I would not expect a new player to be able to take this down. You'll most likely have to build your team up a bit before you'll be able to take down a Cyclops, so keep that in mind. Should you be a new player in Dragonkill and you see a Cyclops, I would suggest staying away from it. It will be possible to find quite difficult enemies even in the newer areas, so you won't be able to just blindly run through and kill everything. You'll have to have some game knowledge and be a little bit more careful of your decisions before hack and slashing your way through. But since my characters are invincible, we would be able to eventually whittle this guy down. Just use everything we got here to try to take him down. Yes, the Cyclops is designed to be more of a mini-boss in the start of the game. We'll go down here eventually. He also gives significantly better loot, experience, class points. Another thing that we plan on releasing in an update quite soon is the ability to auto-attack. So you'll be able to just right-click the enemy, and every single time you get enough energy, your character will automatically attack for more difficult enemies, such as this one here. You won't have to keep clicking every single character and clicking attack over and over. We will have an auto-attack feature built in. That will be coming before beta for certain. And that's the Cyclops. Okay. So these are all the abilities at rank 1. Now, I'm going to go out of town, or sorry, out of the fight here. I'm going to cast haste on my archer to make him move a little faster, so I can get out of here a little quicker. And I'm going to upgrade my abilities here so you can see how much better they get, to a degree, as you rank them up, to show the power of character progression in Dragonkill. So with the haste spell, my stamina regions, it's 1% haste for every 2 agility over 100. So he's already over 100 agility, so getting plus 40 agility from the buff gives me 20% haste. Okay. So we're going to upgrade our abilities now. Oh, that's right. We can only do that in town. Gaining levels and ranking up your spells and abilities will only be allowed in town. So, increasing, again, charge mostly makes the cooldown faster, the stamina cost is reduced, and the damage bonus is increased. I believe the bonus armor goes up with a few ranks as well. So you can see the difference. We are now rank 2. Rank 3 reduces it all a little bit more. We will go to rank 4. Again, reduces it more. And then rank 5. Actually increase the range to 6 from 5, so you can actually charge a little bit more distance. We'll go ahead and get everything to rank 5 and see how powerful they are at this point. Again, bash quite similar. Similar reduction in cooldown, reduction in stamina, bonus in damage. Warrior has them rank 5. We actually have a little bug here I found already. I have to re-equip them. We need to fix that. It will definitely be fixed before beta. So aim shot here. This is what I was talking about before, how the cast time gets significantly different. It's still 8 seconds on rank 2. The cooldown gets 1 second faster, which is pretty important over all the ranks of this. Still 8 seconds. I believe it was rank 4, and it starts going down 1 second per rank. Yeah, 7 seconds from 8 seconds. So once you get aim shot rank 4, the cast time starts to get reduced. I might make this a little bit faster with more testing to be certain how we want it to be exactly. So we'll get that to rank 5. Now it's at 6 seconds instead of 8 seconds. Actually, I think at rank 10, I think this is actually instant cast, which is incredibly significant. We'll see that in the next battle after this next one coming up. Increasing bandage wound is a significant difference in the cooldown timer, as well as the stamina reduction cost, and the heal amount goes up with every rank. Reducing the stamina cost is quite significant for all of these different spells. And I'll show that in the next battle. So we'll get this one to rank 5. Trying to upgrade these a little bit slow so you can read the text here and see the difference in cast time, cooldown, stamina cost, damage. I'm not going to bother to get hide up because I'm not going to be showing it. So the Enchanter Mesmerize, very important to get this one ranked up. The cooldown, this tooltip is wrong. The cooldown is actually 20 seconds. It's not. Let me write this down real quick. It's actually in the video. It's fine. Okay, so it's actually supposed to be 20 seconds. Which we'll update later after this video. The stamina cost is quite high on Mesmerize as well, so ranking this up makes such a significant difference there. And it also increases the duration by 1 second with every rank. So it's actually only 20 seconds, but with rank 10 it becomes 30 seconds. 50% longer is quite significant. Go ahead and get this to rank 5. As you can see, the cast time went down 1 second as well. Increasing haste, again, reduces the cooldown, stamina cost, makes the haste give a little bit more agility. This is really important for haste, because the haste buff, it only lasts for 2 minutes. So at rank 1, you could actually only cast it on 2 different players, but once you get this to rank 5 through 10, much higher, the cooldown goes down significantly enough that you can start casting it on 3 or 4 players and keep haste on everyone. Early on, it's quite limited. The Priest heal spell is so important to be ranked up. The cooldown gets significantly reduced, as well as the heal amount going up and the stamina cost being reduced. Holy Bolt, won't waste our time with. We won't be fighting undead to show that. So the ice spell, again, more utility and more damage, but basically, with every rank. Looks like ice is bugged out. It's not going up ranks. We'll have to fix this. Same as fire. We'll have to fix both of these. Deal with that later. Next update, we shouldn't have to do this. But for now, I have to update these in order for them to be updated on the character. But you won't have to do this in beta. Next update, this will be fixed. That one didn't update. Alright, so we're good to go back and try out our same spells, but with rank 5 instead of rank 1. See if we can find a good starting fight again. Alright, this fight up here is a pretty easy fight. I'll try to dispatch these foes quickly in more of a real-time scenario. Most of my abilities are going to be much faster cast times now, having rank 5 rather than rank 1. There'll be faster cast times, faster cooldowns, a little bit more damage. Pull these out with the fighter here. Having the spells and abilities faster cast times and cooldowns, it helps a bit. Let's see it a little bit slower here. This would be quite a difficult fight right here. This pack to my south. In fact, it would be smarter for me to kill these snakes first, because I don't want these to accidentally aggro. So let's see the difference in aim shot again there. Oh, I just used it. How about fire? It's a little bit faster casting. Does a little bit more damage. It's really not too much better. But again, it's only rank 5, and we have no boosting of items. Still basic gear. So the higher the Arcana, the more damage spells do. So with better gear, I could have higher Arcana that would increase spell damage. So ranking up your spells is not the only way to make your spells do more damage or have better use. So this fight here, again, would be quite a difficult fight if I were to do this without unlimited health. So we'll see how hard this... Well, actually, I'd rather just take it slow and show the spells and abilities. So we'll go ahead and pull these out here. See how much damage the fighter's taken here. That heal spell doing quite a bit more being rank 5. We'll mesmerize this guy here. We know he's tough. So something I wanted to make a point of, the stamina cost. One of the special things about using spells and abilities in this game will be you'll be able to very quickly do a burst amount of utility or damage or healing, whatever you're looking to do. Let me explain. So you can see my fighter here has full stamina. If I were to do a normal swing, whatever weapon you're using, the attack delay, you can see the Sword of Fire attack delay here is 90. So it uses 90 stamina in order to swing the weapon. So if I were to do an attack, you would see my stamina here. I would lose 90% of this yellow bar. As you can see, 90% went away. So by using abilities, they use significantly less stamina than a regular swing. So the Shield Bash is a regular attack plus bonus damage, but it only costs, at rank 1, it only costs 50 stamina. So I have it rank 5, and I believe it's somewhere around 15 to 20 stamina cost right now. Without the tooltip, I don't know for sure. We'll have that all here next update. But using Shield Bash is a regular attack with bonus damage, but uses significantly less stamina. So if I were to Shield Bash an enemy here, if you look at my stamina, you'll notice it doesn't go down very much. Barely went down. So I would be able to follow up right after that with a regular attack, almost executing a double attack virtually. So by increasing the rank of your spells and abilities, it reduces the stamina cost. So MP is something that you won't get much of and will be very difficult to get back, but will allow your characters to do, extraordinary things, such as in this scenario, I would be able to use up to, right now, only 2 abilities, but had I had all 4 unlocked, you would be able to do a series of 4 attacks or different abilities based on what you have equipped, or spells based on what you have equipped. You'd be able to do a lot of damage or a lot of utility in a short period of time, and you can really strategize how you want to do that. So in this scenario, as a warrior, it's a little bit difficult with charge, with the range of it, but maybe using something like the archer here. The archer would be able to do an aimed shot and a regular shot almost back to back. So if I were to do an aimed shot, you can see the cast time much faster. With the, I killed him, but I'd be able to do another shot right after that because, again, spells and abilities with high rank barely cost any stamina, so it allows you to follow up very quickly. And this pretty much concludes the spells and abilities for rank 1. I don't really want to show rank 10 now that I think about it. I need to give players something to experience on their own and figure out for themselves. And I probably won't be showing the further spells and abilities, the tier 2, 3, and 4. I believe we're probably going to just have players figure that out on their own organically by playing the game. And yeah, be on the lookout for the next update video that comes. We're going to have a lot of new advancements coming, and we're coming quite close to beta. We're coming close to the end of the roadmap for beta, and we will be having a beta sign-up sheet coming out as soon as we are ready for that. But we are becoming quite close. So stay tuned for the next update, and I hope you all have a great day. Take it easy.